Hello, it's Diane, and I am working on glue books. I don't have a lot of time to work in here today. I had errands and I have to do some paperwork, but I am going to do a little bit in here. I am going to work on 6 glue books, but they won't all be in my shop. I'm not sure how many will be in my shop. I think I'm going to keep this one for myself because the glue book I've been working in is almost filled up. And I love this cover with the owl on the front, of course. It's smaller. I think the cover size is smaller, so my pages will be smaller than what I've been working in. But I think that'll be fun. And I can always make a larger one if I decide I want a larger one. This one is being made for a friend of mine. So this one will not be in my shop. And I was trying to debate on what I need to make for a giveaway. For my 10,000 subscriber giveaway, which is past due. So I was wondering if I should do a glue book for a giveaway or a traveler's notebook. So maybe I'll just do the giveaway, do the drawing, and let the winner decide which one they want. But I'll do that once I have these a little bit more done. And I don't have a traveler's notebook done. But these are going to be the other covers. This is a good size one, so when I take this part off, this will measure about 7.5 by 10, a little over 10. And it's so cute. Let's Make Rabbits. I love this cover. And look at the inside and the back. This is a precious, precious book. That will be a really fun junk journal. This one I've had for a long time. 6 by 9.5. Fun with ventriloquism. This one is Little Reader's first book, and it is 7.5 by 10. So that's a good size, and it's very sturdy. The cover is sturdy, and I will use some of these pages in the book. These are the pages that go with the Let's Make Rabbits book. So some of those will go in. Is that it? Is that 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I didn't show this one. This is a really old book. There it is. Goodwin's Improved Bookkeeping and Business Manual by J.H. Goodwin, revised and enlarged. It is beautiful. It's old and it's got some markings on it. On the back there was some black. There's still some black. I washed off what I could. But I love the embossing. It's a beautiful book. And this and the end papers are great. I'm going to leave that on there. I'm not going to cover that. I love it. And this is not quite 7 by just a little over 10. So we've got a large variety of sizes here. And you can see I've been working on getting my signatures around for on Market Street and Second Book of Wonders. Those two will not be in the shop. Okay, so I'm just going to show you some of the things that I've pulled out to use as pages. These are ones I've already cut to size for this book. This is a page, somebody sent me this, and it's from Daphne's Diary. This is a tablecloth, a paper tablecloth. And I think I got this at Salvation Army. And it was this big, wide, bright border all the way around, and then the whole center part is white. So I cut this to size and just used using the scrap piece of it too. Some scrapbook paper, of course. That's what I have cut so far. I'll show you what else. I'll use book pages. And I have this book, which I already pulled out pages because they're folio. pages I can use like that. So I'll just cut them to the right dimensions and put them in the book. So I'll do that right now. I'll pull my paper cutter over here. I think my pages were about 6 by not quite 10. And of course I have different size pages in the books. I like to have a variety of sizes of pages. Oh, this one has an elephant on it. I'll cut another page. I'm going to put 3 signatures in each book. I'm going to cut too much of that elephant off. I will just fold that page. I can cut this page. I don't want to cut the elephant. It's still quite cool here today, but my son and his oh, so sorry. My son and his wife and daughter, Layla, were going to help out my pastor and his wife. Their whole family have been sick. The kids are doing better, but the parents are still sick, and so they are helping them out by taking the kids for a walk to give the parents a bit of a break. So they invited me to walk with them. So I did. It was good to get out. I would not have probably today because I had, like I said, I've been busy. But when they invited me, I said, oh sure, I'll go. So I just got back from taking a walk. Like I said, it was cool, but still nice. We had a good time walking. Now this is from an atlas, a big, big atlas. You can see how big these pages are. And this was in the back as sort of an index. And I love that it's on green paper. And all this little tiny type is on here. And then you can let some of that show through when you're gluing things on if you want to. Or you can cover it all up. But I love using large pages. I mean, when I got these large atlases, I didn't know how much I would use these pages with no maps on them, but they are great for things like this. I don't want to use too many pages that have really fun pictures because we want to glue over the pictures. And we're not going to want to glue over them if they're too cute. I also use book jackets in them because the book jackets are usually pretty big. But I will have to trim this quite a bit. But part of that picture is still on there, which I'm glad about. Got this at the Salvation Army. There's their little sticker. And I don't have to trim anything off of that. What else do I have here? There's pages from a smaller index atlas. Index pages again. I don't have to trim these at all. I just want to trim off the rough edges. So I have the Daphne's Diary. These are pages from that World book. I think they're a little too fragile to just fold and use. And of course I can put in map pages from the atlas. You can let a lot of that show, but still cover up some if you want to. Do a couple of those. And I have wallpaper. This one is very textured, and somebody sent me this one. It's vinyl, I think. This is from a Spanish little workbook for children, and again, it was a folio. I could pull them out folio style, so I can use this. This is from another atlas. I love atlases, can you tell? I don't think I need to cut this at all. Nope. Another piece of wallpaper. There's a scrap of it I can stick in there. I have these pages from a large counter catalog from a sewing pattern book. This is a 1980s counter catalog. You know, if you sew, or even if you don't sew, maybe you've seen them in the sewing stores, fabric stores. There's a pattern counter where people can sit and look at patterns in these great big books and then go get the patterns they like out of the cabinets. And I found a couple of pattern catalogs, big ones, on eBay. Oh, I'm sorry, this is from a calendar page. Impressionist art. So I can put a couple pages from that in there. So I used the pages that don't have pictures on them out of that big pattern book, but I can also use pages that do have pictures. I just don't want to use the really cool ones with the models, you know, they're the drawn models that I can use in other projects. So I choose the ones that I probably wouldn't choose for other projects, since these are just going to be covered up anyway. So I have those. This came out of the center of a composition book. So if you get composition books, I mean, sometimes you can get them really cheap at back to school time, or I find them at the Salvation Army. And you can snip the threads in the centers of the book and pull the pages out and use them. So I'll put a few of those pages in. Some more scrapbook, and again, I use scrapbook papers that I wouldn't choose for other projects. Not because I want to put ugly papers in these books, but just because we are going to collage over them, and it doesn't matter. This is a sturdy one, but I sprayed on the back of it. And not even, it's been that way for a long time. I don't know what I was doing. I don't really know. This is a really cool paper, so I don't know why I did that to it. It doesn't look very straight. I'll do another couple of scrapbook papers. You know, you would think that doing 6 glue books, just taking an assortment of papers, would do a good job of cutting down on my stash, but even doing 6 of them, I think it's barely going to make a dent in my stash of stuff. What else do I have in here? I think I've gone through all the types of paper that I have right now. I have, you know, you can put wrapping paper in there. all kinds of paper, whatever you have. But this is what I had just pulled. And there's quite a pile here. So these I didn't cut. I'll just start assembling some signatures. I use one of these sturdy cardstock pages as one, and I put envelopes in sometimes too. So I think I have some envelopes around here. Whoops, pardon me. I have to hurry because you know what I'm going to say, right? I always say it. My battery light is flashing at me. These are some really cool envelopes that a friend of mine gave me. She brought them to me at church. She knows I make books and I use papers, and she thought that I would use these for mailing things for my shop. I said, no, I'll put these in my books. So I will cover this. I'll either cut this flap off or cover the adhesive with something. But it's going in my book. I think these are cool. I could put ledger paper in there. I think I would hate to waste vintage ledger paper on a glue book though. Maybe non-vintage. I kind of tend to hoard my vintage ledger paper. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3. Oh, I don't think, did I mention wallpaper? 4. Well, that one's cut pretty big, so I'm going to have to trim that. This is some of the wallpaper border that I have in my shop. I have sets of sets with 4 pieces, 5 pieces, and 10 pieces in my shop. And this is a border, and it's great because it's wide enough to do this. And this one also I have ready to put in. And then I have this, which is just regular wallpaper. It's not a border. I'll trim this. It's really hard to cut big pieces of wall. It's hard to cut the borders because, you know, they want to roll. But the large pieces are even harder to cut, the large rolls. So I just cut them with scissors to get them to a manageable size, and then they're quite crooked. So I'm evening it up. Okay, I already have a piece of wallpaper in that signature though. This tablecloth is sticking out a little too much, so I'll have to trim that. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think I had 11 in the other signatures. 11. And I don't embellish these at all because they're going to be glued on. So the book will be, it'll look pretty skinny when you get it, but then you glue stuff in it and fill it right up. I plan on doing a full flip through of my glue book that's almost complete. I'm going to do a little more gluing in it. And probably just before I'm ready to list these glue books, I will do a flip through of that book. And it is huge. I won't make another one that big because it's hard for me to handle it right now. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not going in any kind of order. Very random. 7. 8. 'There's a calendar page. 9. 10. Didn't put an envelope in here, did I? 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Did that pretty good. I only have 3 pieces left. Okay, so those are pages for this book. I think I'm going to have to gather some more pages, some more kinds of papers and pages to put in the next 3 books. So I hope this was helpful to see what kind of pages I use to put in these glue books that I make. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.